Dragon Age fans, good news. You can pretty much play Dragon Age Veilguard on anything. But is that good? We're going to talk about it. PC Gamer released an article earlier this week where they talked about what Dragon Age Veilguard's system requirements are going to be. And I think one of the very key telling factors was that Dragon Age Veilguard is already Steam Deck verified. What that basically means is that when the game gets released, you can immediately play it on the Steam Deck. It's going to run at least 30 frames per second, 720p, right? To me, why this really stuck out was I'm really worried, and I've seen this comment recently, maybe Antoine can sort of chime in about this as well, is that a lot of people look at a game and they're like, man, this looks like a game from 5 years ago. I've seen this comment on a lot of recent AAA games where people just be like, yeah, this was supposed to be the next generation, blah, 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 but this looks like it was made in an engine 10 years ago or an engine 5 years ago. Of this is my game from when I was 7 years old. This is what it looks like. So we've looked at the trailers, we've seen the gameplay stuff, and it looks good. So it still got me worried. What is this game going to look like? We know it's going to run fine because the system requirements are very low. So just to talk about it. So at the minimum, you're going to have an AMD Ryzen 3 series processor, so 3300X. So we're at an AMD Ryzen 9 series. That is 3 generations ago would be a minimum CPU requirement. It can go with an AMD GTX 970 or 1650. Those are, if you're not familiar with graphics cards, those are the bottom tier graphics cards, like the basic of the basic graphics cards. You might have a media PC or your wife's PC, something like that. Now, the recommended requirements are the 5700 XT recommended, which is, again, this is 2 generations ago is the recommended requirements for the game. Recommended, right? So you think about Black Myth Wukong, the recommended requirement was what Adam and I have right now, 7800 XT. To me, it seems strange, and I feel like it's wonderful to make games more accessible. And again, that's a big thing when you live out here in Asia, is games often don't look magically good, with the exception of Black Myth, right? That's another story. But a lot of the free-to-play games run on really old PCs because people here don't really upgrade their PCs. People play old games like Free Fire. Adam talked about that before. I can see this from an accessibility phase because people upgrade computers less here. They're less, but maybe this will encourage more people to play, but I'm not sure. My big worry is just how is this game going to be perceived from the people who loved Dragon Age, the one that came before Veilguard that I didn't play. Actually, I did play it 3 times, but I couldn't get into it. So I want this game to be successful. I want another Dragon Age game. I don't want us to have to wait 6, 7, 8 years, however many years it was. It was a long time. And I'm worried that if this game comes out and it's not perceived very well, EA, BioWare, whoever's involved in this, right, it's going to be like, yeah, we tried and you guys didn't like it, so we just give up. Franchise is dead, which would be terrible because I loved the Dragon Age games. I played all the ones and finished all the ones except the very last one. And that's a game I still want to play at some point. But yeah, so what do you guys think about the requirements? Let me know down in the comments. Antoine, do you have any thoughts about Dragon Age?